So we are playing the starter demo decks. I think these are going to be the starter decks that actually come with the starter pack of the game. But these are also the ones that they demoed at. They're demoing at all the conventions. Gen Con and PAX are the ones that are probably relative to us, relevant to us. So you get a 50 card deck, which Nelson has down here. And then you get a base and a leader. And that base and leader have a symbol in the corner. The leader will have two symbols, and I apologize that I forget the names. I know yellow is cunning. I don't remember what blue is. Maybe I think green is command. I don't remember. I apologize. So you'll have two symbols on your leader. So that leader is the blue symbol as well as heroic. So it is Star Wars Unlimited. You can put anything in your deck. The only limit is the hero and villain icons. So you've got to be heroic or villainous, as far as I remember. So then when you actually go to play a card, can I pull a card off of your deck? I can. So if you go to play a card, whoops, you'll see symbols and costs in the upper corner of that card. And so the cost of the card is the upper left, but in addition, you have to pay the symbol cost. If you don't have that symbol, you pay 2 additional resources. So you can include any card. What's nice in the demo decks is you don't have to worry about the symbols. So for this, you don't have to worry. And the decks that I made for us, you don't have to worry about the symbols. But
Beautiful.
Just know the idea of Star Wars Unlimited is that you can put any card in your deck.
Nice. Also, from the chat, blue is vigilance. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, those are things that people are, and I like to know those things. Even like I'm running Lorcana weekly at the store that I'm at, and I try to get people to use the non-Magic the Gathering terms, but it happens.
We're gonna tap my land
for. Yeah, exactly. So that's an overview of the cards and kind of the deck, so you can see what's happening there. So the goal of the game, which probably is what I should have done first, but I like the way I did that, so is to destroy the other person's base. So you can see we both have bases with 30 health. There are other bases that have different amounts of health and sometimes have abilities. Ours don't have any abilities, so we need to deal 30 damage to the base. Whoever's base dies first wins. The structure of the game is actually turns, but it's round based. So we take single action turns back and forth. Perhaps what people would be most familiar with is something like Ashes, which does this, the single actions in a turn. And we go back and forth taking single actions until we both pass. This little token will go to the player who passes first, called the initiative token. And people will get that token to show that they have the initiative. The other player can then take unlimited actions, Star Wars Unlimited. So you can see that element there and whatnot. So that's kind of the structure of it. And we're going to be spending resources. So you'll have resources, these cards. Any card can be a resource, and it'll flip face down and be played down here. And then you can exert these cards. Or exhaust, maybe, is their terminology. You can exhaust these cards in order to pay the costs of the various cards. For example, why does this flip function keep...
it's as excited as we are.
So, for example, if you show the Luke Skywalker card, that is a leader. So he's not a unit, but he's a leader. So you have this ability while you have Luke as a leader. And so that little 1 is pay 1 resource. And then he can put a shield token on a unit that you've played this turn. Does that have to be a rebel unit? On a heroic unit you played this turn. In addition, every leader has an epic action. So epic actions, which do exist in some other places, are a once per game. Once you do it, you can never get it back, and currently you can reset your epic action or anything like that. So you really just have to track that you did it, which, since it's yes, I did it, no, I didn't, it's not too bad.
We do have these for epic leaders, action counters that I don't know if these are unique to the TTS mod or if these are actually going to be a component in the game, but there's a little X that we can put on it to track it.
Perfect. So what will then happen is you can take this epic action. So for each of these leaders, it's when you have a certain number of resources, you can take that action. And when you take that action, there's not a cost, it's just a requirement. And then you can flip Luke. In the TTS, you'll actually hit 2. And then he becomes a unit that can come into play in our ground arena over here. And now you have a unit. So let's talk about units while we have units. So he is specifically a leader unit, and that's going to be important. And it's small, but it's in the upper left of the card in light blue. Yeah, if you can find a space, thank you. And then you'll see unit ground. So Leia says unit ground, and then this X-Wing that Nelson found, the Alliance X-Wing, is a unit space. So we have two arenas. We have the ground arena over here, which is Endor, and we have the space arena over here, which is the Death Star 2. And we are playing our units in the correct arena, and units will interact with each other in that arena. There is, however, some cross arena play that you can have, but for the most part, they're intended to be this way. When a unit comes into play, it will come into play exhausted, so it cannot be used on a turn. However, it is not summoning sickness, or the ink is not drying, or any of those games that people might be referred to. It is similar to our LCG games where, it is available to use. It's just you have to ready it if you want to be able to use that unit. So then looking on a unit, they will have their attack power, they will have their defense power, which is their health, and they will have their abilities. So Princess Leia says, either ready a resource or exhaust a unit. And so that is what you can do when played. So there's when played, there's on attack, there's when defeated, all sorts of timing issue windows like those that we're probably used to from a lot of card games that hopefully people watching have played. So when units attack each other, they will deal damage simultaneously, and if a unit has damage equal to its defense value, it will be immediately destroyed. There was something else I wanted to mention about units. Oh, just quick, so we know the Star Wars Unlimited thing here is there are multiple versions of the same character, and those can be in play because it's Star Wars Unlimited. So this one has a subtitle. This is Leia Organa, Defiant Princess. So if you got another one that was Leia Organa, Rebel General, that would be a different version. So you can't have the same version with the same subtitle in play, but you can have two different versions of the same character in play.
And real quick in the chat, we got Brian. Cheers. Excited to see this game in action with two fellas and whose taste I trust. Excellent. I'm so excited to play. I hope that this gives you all the knowledge that you need. And then Daniel, this game is so dope. Cannot wait for the release. Right there with you. All righty, back to you, Brent. Sorry.
That's great. I'm excited to hear that people are as excited as we are for the game. So there's that. All right. I think that mostly explains all the units. The other card, I think you put one back, are events. I mean, they're pretty straightforward. You pay for the event, you do what the event says, and then it goes to your discard pile. The only other thing we're going to see is, oh gosh, I think they're called attachments. And you play them, and then they would go on a unit. They would attach to a unit and give it bonus generally to its stats and give it a special ability. They're easy enough when we come across them to just show it as that happens. So the structure, oh, look at that, you found it. The structure of a turn, so this one, for example, would attach to Luke, and then he would have additional stats from having his lightsaber. The structure of the turn is going to be, we will go back and forth, starting with the player with initiative, taking single actions. So for an action, you can play a card and put it into play, exerted, unless it's an event. You can, exhausted. You can exhaust a character in order to attack with it. Now, when you attack, you can either attack something in your arena, or you can just straight attack the base. So you may say, Brant, why would I not attack the base? Why would I attack unit? Well, because you're trying to get board control, right? So you might want to eliminate something so that future turns you could have more access to dealing damage to the base directly. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
Nope.
Okay. So there's that. Other things you can do on your turn. Then you can just do any actions that might be on cards. There's very few cards that have actions, but some of the characters may exhaust to do an action as well. You can take an epic action, and you can put your character in play. Do note that if you used Luke's leader ability, you could then use the epic action, and he would come into play unexhausted.
Oh,
so he would
cool.
be ready when you put him into play.
Nice.
If your leader, this is the one part that can be tricky for people. If your leader is destroyed, they return back to the leader spot exhausted. It will then ready at the end of the round, and they can be used as a leader. But the epic action is once per game, so it can no longer be used to return that character. That's mostly it. Then once a player passes, the other player gets unlimited actions. Once they pass, both players will draw 2 cards. They have the option to build one as an exhausted resource, and then both players ready everything, and a new round begins with the player who had the initiative token who passed first on the previous round. So you cannot build a resource on your turn, but at the end of every round, you can build a resource.
Yep. Hey, Daniel, yes, these are the starter decks. We're going to be doing a game with the starter decks, just to kind of run through the mechanics, and then Brant built a couple of constructed decks that we're going to do a second game and run through those after this game. Thanks for the question.
Also, am I shouting?
Yeah, let us know if the volume.
I realize I have my teacher voice on.
I did some adjusting of the volume beforehand, but let me know, and I can easily do my magic editing stuff over here, and actually, you know what? I could just mute Brant if that works too.
Oh,
Daniel says it sounds good. Excellent. Let's go. Yeah, we have to charade our way through this. It's like the Deadpool obligation where you're not allowed to talk. That makes for some really fun streams. I'm not gonna lie.
I got it. We were playing at the store, and I got the Merc with the mouth, which is a Deadpool card where you can't talk. And then somebody came over to ask me a question, like a customer, and the other person had to tell them you can't talk.
Love that. Gurismo,
all right, Nelson,
hey, how's it going? I think so. So
then may the force be with you. Literally. Oh no, we have to roll off.
Yep. I'm gonna choose a green die over
I
here.
did not say how we start. Well, I'm definitely rolling red.
Come on.
Okay. Mine didn't roll very well. Will this go away? So I will go first. So to start the game, we draw 6 cards. And you all can see Nelson's cards, but you can't see my cards. And if you want, you can have a single full mulligan. So you can take your whole hand, put it on the bottom of your deck, shuffle, and draw 6 new cards.
And when
I think I'm good.
Okay, and then also with the starting hand, you resource 2 of these, correct?
Correct. Yep. So then if you're happy with your hand, you can take 2 cards, put them down as resources.
So I'm looking at this. My hand is fairly expensive, except for a couple of events. And we kind of talked before this game that this first game we were probably made just talk a little bit through our actions. So I have a lot of really expensive cards, except for a couple cheap events that deal with units. And if I can't get a unit on the field, so I am going to go ahead and take a mulligan.
I actually realized that my 2 cost cards were not units either, so I'm going to need to mulligan.
So, oh, that looks better. Ooh. I really hope we get to see what's the Vader card in your deck that deals with.
We're not going to talk about it until we get it because it's awesome.
I know. I just really want to see.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. No. Okay, so we choose 2 of these to resource. So I'm trying to figure out. Alrighty. Cool.
I have the stream over here so I could see chat, but then I realized I could see your hand. I'm not looking at it, I promise.
No screen looking. That's a callback right there, right? Multiplayer, first-person shooter.
You're ready?
I am.
All right. Well, as a trombone player, the first song I had to learn when I was a kid was the Imperial March. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. So I'm going to bring in an Imperial officer. This is Admiral Ozzel, who came out of Lightspeed too soon. He is overconfident. So I'm going to put him into play. So he has a 2 resource cost. He also has the red, which is on Vader. So again, we're not going to focus so much on that, but I just wanted people to know for deck building purposes. He is a 2/3, and he has an action. So actually, I said there aren't a lot of cards, and we see one immediately. So I can exhaust him if he was readied to play an Imperial unit from my hand, paying its cost, but it comes in play ready. But then also, since I signal to you that I'm going to do something, you can ready a unit. So
Gotcha. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and exhaust 2 to play Miss Leia Organa. When played, either ready a resource or exhaust a unit. We're going to go ahead and ready this resource.
nice. And of note, my Admiral Ozzel card says each opponent may ready a unit, so the game will support multiplayer right from the beginning if people choose to play it.
How does multiplayer work? Have you done anything with the multiplayer? Like with the 2-lane system, it feels kind of like it would be just 2-player.
Yeah, there is going to be a system. I don't think I haven't done anything with it, so I don't know.
Cool. Okay.
I don't even know if it's in the rules that we have so far.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the initiative, so I'm going to pass. I guess I'll put it over here. Just I passed.
I'm going to trigger Luke's action, so I'm going to spend this resource that I just readied to grab a shield token and attach it to Leia. So shield is effectively toughness. From champions, you block all the incoming damage of the next instance of damage. And then since you already claimed initiative, you passed, I get unlimited actions, but I'm pretty tapped out, so I'll end my turn as well.
All right. So we are going to draw 2 cards. And then we have the option to build one, which I would highly recommend.
This game is so hard because when I'm building like cards, I have such like an emotional and nostalgic attachment to someone. I was like, I don't want to bury Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it's like I'm not playing him for a long time. I might as well throw him down there. But it's like, no. I love the way resources work in this game. Seems so much more flexible than Magic or even Lorcana. 100% agree with you there, Daniel. Yeah, the fact that you get to draw 2 cards, you're going to see a lot of your deck as you go through the game, and you get to choose to resource any card in your hand. Like it, yeah. I think that right there is one of the simpler changes to like a standard trading card game that I've played before, but one that is so very welcome.
Draw 2 is so much better than people even like, because it sounds like, oh, you normally draw 1, so you draw 2. That's cool. And then you realize it's exactly what you just said. You see so much more of your deck. You do have a ready button over here. Just so you know.
Thank you. Yeah, that perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's great. And then, I mean, obviously being able to build any card, so it means if you draw a double of something that you can't play, or just something that you currently don't want to use, you have all that.
Also, just starting with two resources on the table, like it feels like you kind of kickstart. You don't have that first, second turn where you're kind of building and everything. If you start with 2 resources on the table, it's like, okay, we're in the midst of it. But then if you get that R2C3PO combo, yeah, Daniel, I got to run that at PAX when I played, where like C3PO, spoiler alert, if anyone's looking at the screen, I'm zoomed in. So you choose a number to look at the top card of your deck. If it's the chosen number, there you go. See no evil, hear no evil. You may reveal it. And then like, I think R2 allows you to look at the top card or something. So like you have this combo where you just have this card draw engine that you're just zoom. Alrighty. So you're up.
Okay, so I'm actually going to use Admiral Ozzel's action here, which says play an Imperial unit from your hand, paying its cost, so it's not free. I'm going to play this Super Laser Technician. Commence primary ignition.
Hey, it's Grandma
Sorry,
Tala.
there isn't flavor text, but I get to make it up.
Yeah, this is Grandma Tala
So
from Lorcana, right?
yep. So I
She put on
play
a
him,
spacesuit.
and it does allow you to then ready a unit, but neener.
Got him. Nice.
Yeah, and if he is defeated, he becomes a resource.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. So it is now my turn. I do have the shield, which is pretty nice, so I can start. And also something that we should note is that you can attack any unit on the field. They don't have to be exhausted or anything like that. So that's something that Lorcana has. You have to attack an exerted unit, but that's not the case in this game. I could run Leia right into this super laser technician if I wanted to. There's no requirement there. Okay, so I think, what do we want to do with our lives? Hmm. Let's go ahead and let's have some fun. Let's throw 3PO out here. So when played /on attack, I can choose a number and look at the top card of my deck. If the cost is the chosen number, you can reveal and draw it. Otherwise, leave it on top of your deck. I'm gonna say, say, let's say 1. Let's hope. Okay, it is not. So it just goes, yeah, it just goes on the top of our deck. So, but because it was not, I don't have to reveal it. So it could be anything. You just know it's not a 1-cost card.
There you go. All right. Well, at 3PO, we'll go down easy. So I will use my super laser technician to pop this shield off of Leia. So I deal 2 damage to her, but the shield is the only thing that goes. She deals 2 damage back to my technician. No! I needed him to be a resource.
And I do think that that is ready.
Did it say ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and ready it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Alrighty. You've got that there. I'm going to go ahead and use Luke Exhaust to throw a shield on Mr. 3PO here. Now it's your go.
I will use Darth Vader leader ability, which is Hey1, exhaust it. I'm trying to remember because I'm not actually looking at it. You're looking at it. If you played a villain card this phase, deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a base. So I will deal 1 damage to Leia, and I will deal 1 damage to your base, Nelson.
Ah, see, I thought you were going to go your base and
just. It might actually be each opponent base, and 1 damage.
I think it is to a base, yeah. Okay, so we got. We'll go ahead and throw 2 damage here, which is going to knock Miss Leia out. Oh, that you're still alive. You have 3 health.
Oh, I have 3. Oops.
Oop. Oh, the dice is under.
Yeah.
The joy of TTS.
Got it.
Are you counting?
I actually can't see those
health?
little numbers.
Okay. Are you counting remaining health or are you counting damage?
I am not. I'm dealing damage.
Okay. Flip that to 2 then.
Oh, you did too. Sorry. My bad.
No worries.
I am done, so I will pass and take the initiative.
Take the initiative. I am also done, so I will pass.
So we draw 2 cards. I always reiterate this because the first time people are playing, this is the hardest part to remember. It's like now is when we draw and build.
Yeah.
And that resource does come into play exhausted, which is the reason I put that unit exhausted, because I'm used to these. Because then immediately after you build a resource, you ready everything.
Oh my goodness, I love the ready button. Except for Luke. Luke also gets to stand up. I also just love the fact that we still have cards. Like, I feel like that's always my issue with like Lorcana is like I don't have any cards now. Let's play the game.
And you're never required. So at some point, whether it's when you get to 6 with Luke, like you can stop building so that then you're drawing 2 cards a turn to try to find those pieces you need to, dismantle what your opponent's trying to do or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you've got a good spot on me here with that C3PO that can just pop my nozzle. So, I think what I need to do is take advantage of that. So I will exhaust Ozzel to play Grand Moff Tarkin. I think you overestimate the chances. So I will. This card is actually really good. So I will search the top 5 cards of my deck for up to 2 Imperial cards, reveal them, and draw them.
Nice. And while you're doing that, Daniel, I love that the starter decks are actually really solid and give you a decent pool to start your collection from. I agree. Now, I haven't played anything outside of the starter decks, and so I'm not 100% sure if how much of like a power boost there is outside of the starter decks, but they feel very synergistic. They feel very good when you're playing them. So feels like you do get a lot of decent cards to start building.
So there is a funny thing where then, all right, so the 2 cards I'm going to take are the Cell Block Guard, and I'm going to take another. Well, you know what? That's boring. That doesn't show off anything. I'm going to take a TIE Advanced instead, so we can have something in space.
Ooh. Alrighty. Some of the cards FFG has revealed lately are wild. Yeah. Yeah. In the LCG Discord that we're in, we have a lot of the a lot of the spoilers are posted there. Spoilers, revealed cards, I guess is a better term. And some of them are insane. They look so much fun. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, there's a lot baked into what they've got already. Like they're not starting you at base level,
No. Okay, so it's me.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and the sequencing of these card games always hurts my head sometimes. It's like, okay, we're going to use...
It's tough. Like, it's what makes it fun in the long run, but it makes it tough at first.
Right. We're going to go 2 to play Leia. So when played, we're going to ready a resource here. Back to you. They have some really good cards, but decently constructed decks with all the cards available will still have a huge advantage over if you're playing a start. Yeah, totally. I feel like that's probably a strategic business idea behind some of these starter decks, right? But totally agree. So you're pinging me.
So I played a villainous character, so I exhausted my Vader leader, spent a resource, dealt a damage to Leia, and a damage to your base.
Okay. We are going to go ahead and use 1, 2, 3 to play the Fleet Lieutenant, who comes in exhausted. When played, you can attack with the unit. If it's a rebel unit, it gets +2, +0 for the attack. We're going to go ahead and throw CPO into Tarkin. That's going to knock my shield. And then on attack, I'm going to choose a number. You know what? Let's go 2. It is not. It's a 1. That's what
How do you look at your top card? Are you just right-clicking?
If you go Alt-Shift, you can look at the back of a card. But it does tell you that you're doing that, so no cheating.
Okay. And then it shows you a little eyeball, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Alt-Shift.
Then also another TTS.
Oh, I just cheated.
Oh,
I'm gonna shuffle my deck because I was just doing it to practice.
Another TTS hack is if you are searching, like you search the top 5 cards of your deck. If you right click, you can go to search And like if you go 5, it'll show you the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can choose from that rather than like pulling them off your deck. It's a little bit easier.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. So I think that was
I took
me.
the initiative.
Oh, you took initiative? Alrighty.
Yep.
I don't really have much to do, so I will be 1 turn behind your initiative yet again. Okay.
All right. Draw 2.
Oh wait, dang it! I shuffled.
We'll get better, folks. We'll get better. Oh man, what do I need to do here? Many good cards. So the fun will really come next turn.
Uh-oh.
Because I have managed to ramp +1. So I will be at 7 resources, which is what Vader needs. And you'll be at 6 resources, which is what Luke needs.
Yep.
And so that will be a big turn. Oh, that's all I meant. It wasn't a threat.
This is where the fun begins.
All right. Which way do I want to destroy you? It's so hard to decide.
So many options.
All right. Well, let's keep going with Ozzel because you're giving me him all day, so I can do this all day. I'm going to spend 3 after exhausting him, and I'm going to play a cell block guard, which is readied. So the cell block guard has Sentinel, which is written on there, so people could probably see it. But as long as a unit with Sentinel is in an, is it if they're, it's always right. Yeah. So you have to attack the Sentinel. You can't attack my base or the other characters unless they also had Sentinel
in this arena. So if I did have a space over here, I could still attack the base, but like my fleet lieutenant has to run into the Sentinel before.
You got it.
Which is too bad. Alrighty. So what to do? What to do? I think we'll trade here. So fleet into Sentinel. So 3 to 3, 3 to 3. We'll just trade. And there you go.
Sounds good. And I guess what I will do is I will shut him up or shut him down. I'm going to play open fire and deal 4 damage to a unit and take out C-3PO.
No. Okay. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get Chewie out here. Oh, geez. So Chewie is a Sentinel unit, so we just saw that with the cell block guard. But it also has an additional ability that when this unit is attacked, we get to ready Chewie. He's a 3/6.
Yeah. Rough. These should all be exhausted. I don't know how they got unexhausted. Which makes that the end for me, so I didn't put the token out here, but I will take the initiative.
Trying to... We're gonna trade here.
Makes sense with me going first, because I can use the ability.
Okay, and then I am done as well, so I will pass.
All right. Draw up. And people might be thinking, oh, there's not a lot of space going on, but I think we're just interacting with each other. I mean, I have space cards in my hand. It's just a matter of, is it advantageous for me to go there?
Yeah, it almost feels like a tug of war situation. It's like the what is the it's like the Cold War, the front building. It's like I'm not going to look at this arena. and we're just gonna focus over here. But that's always the open threat that is available to us. I want an actual take the initiative event card, attack with the unit, then take the. Ooh, that'd be cool. That'd be really really cool. There are a lot of levers that they can pull in this game. It's kind of like an additional pressure point. Yeah, yeah. I got in the
right.
trouble at Gen Con when I was playing, where I, built up this huge ground force. I had like I had like resourced all of my space cards, and then, then my opponent just started throwing space, and I was like, oh no, I don't know how to fix this.
Yeah, it's always there looming. I
Yeah.
think I'm going to use my epic action,
Woo!
and I am going to bring Father Vader into play
Daddy Vader.
here.
Oh, he's a 5. Yikes. Oh my goodness.
Yep. So do know, on attack, you may deal 2 damage to a unit, so that can be any unit in any arena.
Okay, that's
It
good
is
to know.
not specifically the unit you are attacking, but it also could be deal 2 damage to the unit you're attacking before you attack it. But you can't deal 2 damage to a unit that you're attacking, kill it, and then put your 5 somewhere else.
Yeah, that makes sense. Darth Daddy.
Probably wasn't worth going through the things you can't do.
Some of the big expensive space cards are insanely powerful. I've seen a couple of them. There's one, I think it's like, I saw it the other day, maybe 2 days ago, where it's like an 8 cost card, and when you come in, you can deal damage to it to heal from everything else. Like, you can deal X damage to heal X damage from like your base or other units. Crazy. It would be an interesting point in the game when they actually release a leader that becomes a space unit rather than a ground unit. Yeah, that's something that I've been keeping my eye out on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we are. So, I guess question. This says exhaust an enemy unit. This is a leader unit. Would that work? Is that viable, or does it have to be? I think I've seen cards that say non-leader unit.
Yeah, I think you're good, because that's what I was trying to go through in my head, but I'm pretty sure because it doesn't say non-leader unit.
Okay. Well, I'm okay showing you that then. So we're gonna exhaust the enemy unit. We don't give a shield token to a friendly unit that costs 3 or less because Chewie costs 5, but I feel like that's probably worth the 2 there.
All right. So what I will do is exhaust 4 of my precious resources.
Woo!
And I'm going to play the TIE Advance, which is Vader's ship.
Nice.
And this says give a friendly Imperial unit 2 experience tokens. So we haven't actually talked much about the art here, Nelson, which I think you and I really, really like a lot. I know, there's been some people who haven't enjoyed it as much. But man, when I see a token card like that,
Yeah.
that's a hard one to not like.
and,
It's an iconic moment.
Oh, yeah. And what I'm thinking, and just like my speculation here, is that these experience and the shield tokens are actually the reverse side of some of the bases in the packs. So you're going to be getting these. They're not cards that take up a slot in the pack. But what that means is in future waves, we can get some of these with different art, and we can figure out exactly what art we want. Yeah. Yes, the unit side of a leader is a unit for all purposes. That's why they want to restrict in effect. They write non-leader unit. Awesome. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it. And now Vader is a very, very scary person. Okay, so that's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
That's why we play the game.
This is exhausted. Correct?
Oh, that should be exhausted. Yeah.
All right. I'm over here like, where'd your leader go? I was like, oh yeah, he's here.
he's there. You'll feel his presence.
Yeah. Don't worry. I will feel okay. Let's go. Gosh, I hate it. Vader's so scary. And just I'm going to look at this. So on attack, I can give another unit a shield token for Luke. So I think that we're going to use my epic action and bring Luke out now.
Oh, you've made me so happy. Because Luke, I am your father.
Ooh, you get. So this is the card that we were referencing earlier. Deals 7 damage to an enemy unit unless its controller says no. If they do, draw 3 cards. Oh, we're gonna say no. We're gonna say no. Draw those
Yeah.
cards. Ah, I
They
feel
did
like
it
this.
well so that people can say no, or they can be more dramatic as I am and be like, no, right?
No.
Whichever way. Imagine in a top level tournament, I probably wouldn't necessarily scream like that, but
Oh, I should.
casual play.
I'm starting to see some of the sequencing things. Like I should have used Luke's action if I had a spoiler alert. I have rebel units in my hand, but I could have used that action to put the shield token on a card that I played and then readied him. That see, we're getting it. Get him to the dark side. They spoiled Luke
I didn't
Jedi
actually
unit
even think
card.
of it, or I would have said something just to see the
No,
interaction.
yeah,
But
you're totally fine. They spoiled Luke Jedi unit card. Who knows how Vader unit card could? Oh yeah, yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
I believe it's you because
It-
I was your father. You said no.
no. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to attack your base here for 4, and we're going to give a shield token that's experience to Chewie. Can you only have 1 shield token?
I keep stealing this. Uh, oh, it says defeat a shield token on it.
Okay,
So
cool.
I, it's a good question. You asked me, do you know the rules? And I was like, yes, until we get to one like that.
Dude, there are so many rules in card games.
Ask me on March 9th and I'll know them all.
Yep,
Because
there you go.
I'll have
Nice.
to run all those events and then I'll know all those answers. But until then, I'm still learning like everybody else.
Nice. Awesome. So we got in the chat, and I apologize because I'm not, I know I'm not pronouncing your name right, but Zytlo? No, you can have any number. It only removes 1 per instance of damage. So nice. Thank you so very much.
I took the initiative. I keep forgetting to put it back up here, but it's on my side.
Okay. Alrighty. So you've passed for the round.
I have passed.
All right. So we'll go ahead and throw 3 into your base here. We'll go 2 to play a restricted Arc 17. When this unit attacks, heal 1 damage from your base. We'll go 1 for a R2D2. Beep boop. When played, look at the top card of your deck. I can leave it on the top. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna throw that on the bottom. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. And that's me. So draw 2.
Yep. So yeah, we both have decisions to make. I have so many cards that I don't have a reason to not resource one. Looks like you're down to 2 cards.
I am down to 2 cards, yeah, and I'm gonna choose not to resource here.
Yeah, sorry, that wasn't a comment on gameplay, just a general idea
Oh yeah,
for
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah. It's
At
just cool
home
that
thinking. So
yeah, and it's just cool that you have that option, right? Like
yeah.
I don't have to resource, and now I went from 0 to 2 cards, 2 options in the hand. So
All right, I do have the initiative. This is interesting. Oh man, Nelson.
Guarismo, I'm liking it. Not sure about a TCG again. Totally agree. And I think you joined a little bit after what Brant was saying. Brant, just talking about try the pre-release, the March 1st pre-release where you can go, you can play, and you really don't ever have to buy any more cards after that. But I think maybe with Stars Unlimited, I may play more heavily. But like with Lorcana, I enjoy the game. I like the game, but I think like I'm playing more draft and more sealed formats, which is just easier to not need to have those chase cards, not need to follow the meta, but you can spend 30 to 40 bucks and have an entire night and play the game multiple times on that. I feel like that's kind of where I'm leaning towards with like Lorcana, but with Unlimited, I may break that. Draft would be great. You want to talk about draft, Brand? Do you know the draft rules?
I don't know the draft rules, but I don't know that they're much different from regular draft rules. I don't know how draft and sealed handle deck building. You had asked me that the other day before we started. But
Mm-hmm.
in terms of draft, it would be a certain number of packs. I'm going to guess 3. It's either 3
For
or 4.
my guess would be
It might be,
four, right? Because there's
yeah.
16 cards in a pack.
Right. So that gives you 64 to build a 40 card deck, but it could be
Yeah,
348, and then you build. I mean, the whole idea with Unlimited is that any card can go in your deck. So it's
yeah.
just a matter of you have to pay more for cards. So you could kind of bad draft if you don't get a base. But since there's a base and a leader in every pack,
Mm-hmm.
you have your option at that. When you ask me about draft rules, that's what I don't know how they handle the base and the leader. They may
Yeah,
say, open a pack, take the base and leader out, set them aside, so that you don't have to draft a base and a leader, because
that
otherwise
that could be really
you'd be stuck
interesting. If you have
if you
like
ended up not
all of your
drafting a
bases and
base.
leaders set aside until after the draft, and then you go through and draft your leader after you've seen the deck, I feel like that would probably be, if that's not the way that
Yeah,
they're doing it, that would be a fun way to play it so that you don't have to commit that early, because that's one of the things you don't want to do is commit early in a draft to a specific strategy. So
right.
nice.
So that would be the thing. Generally, if people are wondering about draft, it's you open a single pack that's in front of you, you pull a card, you pass to the left, the pack comes to you, and you keep going till all the cards are out. Open the next pack, go to the right, the left, the right, until all the packs are gone. That's the general idea. And then you sit and build a deck out of the cards you drafted. But how it's going to work based on distribution in a pack and based off of this game, I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing I would always tell people with a TCG is that if you very much have a collector or gambling mentality, then yes, I can understand stay away. But if you're just worried about I need to collect everything to play, it's absolutely not true. You can collect very little. I still play Lorcana with mostly set 1 decks, and it's fine.
Nice. Nice. Good.
Even
Yeah.
though set 2 came out. Oh, we hemmed and hawed forever so that I could make my decision. I am going to
We got
attack
Sentinel here.
Luke.
We got Sentinel.
Right. All right. So I will attack Chewbacca, which will pop the shield because before I attack, I deal 2, and then
Oh,
I will
nice.
attack him for 7, and he deals 3 back to me.
Yep. Oh, I forgot about the deal too. I was like, I got this little engine going. We're just gonna protect Chewie. We're gonna run at the base. Ah, I forgot about that. Nice, 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 nice. So you are at
No, Vader
10
is not
health.
one to be missed with.
That's true. Don't love that, honestly. You probably set aside all leaders and bases from your draft boosters, then draft all the other cards and choose between your set aside leaders. That makes a lot of sense. I think that would be a really cool way to do it. Andrew, you can use any base or leader in draft, and stores will have a supply in hand for play. Oh, that's another cool, because I wonder how many. It's almost like the land station for Magic, where it's like you don't draft your lands, you just go get however many lands you need because they're going to be so plentiful. Hmm. I
That's
like
how we
that.
did it for
That's cool.
Universus until the most recent sets for My Hero Academia. We did
Okay.
it that I play a lot of card games. um, but, but now they started putting a character in every pack. They have a character slot in the pack. They added an extra card, so now we don't do it. So I don't know, because there's a character coming in every pack. They may not require the stores to provide those for people or
There's
whatever.
so many
A store
cards.
can do whatever they want. People.
Right. 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 You have too many cards. I don't like that. I should. Well, I mean, like, I still like my idea of saying no, but No, they did a live stream about it a few weeks ago. Oh, perfect. Okay, so there's your answer. Thanks, Andrew. I
Oh,
appreciate it. Nice.
yeah. Like I said, I'll catch up. March 9th, I will be a great source of knowledge because I'll have to run everything then.
Mm.
Until that, I'm just casually enjoying and learning like everyone else.
We are going to put you at 7. Yeah. We're going to attack Vader here. Oh, wait, no, you have experience. Hold on. You're not at 5, you're at 7. No, no! Oh. We'll throw 4 at your base. And we're going to drop
sound so whiny.
I'm just role-playing Luke at this point. If you want a whole bunch of content on Star Wars Unlimited, GarbageRollers.com is a great resource. Oh, sweet. Hey, Fodder, how's it going? Interesting. Garbage Rollers. I'll have to check that out. So, never mind. I'll ask. Let's play the game. I feel like we keep getting sidetracked, but I do have a question for you later. Remind me. Okay, go for it.
I did. I attacked with my TIE advance on your base and dealt 3 damage.
Sweet. I like it. Well, I mean, not really, but. Sequencing. Let's go. Trying to figure out. Nah, I'll trade my shield for your unit here. And then I get to heal 1 from my base.
Nice. All right. Well, let's go with unlimited power. And I'm going to play Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, geez.
That was not a good impression of Emperor Palpatine on my part, but.
Oh, no.
He is a 6/6 with Overwhelm. So Overwhelm is kind of like Overkill. So the damage will go through to the base. And then when played, deal 6 damage divided as you will amongst units. So I will put 3 on Luke. And I'm actually going to put the 3 on your ship up here and destroy it.
No. Oh, no.
Yeah, the Vader Palpatine 1-2 punch is rough.
Yeah.
It's a lot of just free damage.
Don't love the free damage there. Oh, they're your gaming group here in Texas and have been writing articles and posting lots of games with proxy. Oh, very cool. Nice. That's awesome. Oh,
yeah, no. Yeah. As much knowledge as I have, which might be more than Nelson, I do not have nearly the knowledge that some of the channels that are dedicated to this game have. So by all means, find those sources, let people know. Let's build up the game,
We're going to go 1 on your base here, and I get to look at the top card of this deck. Oof. And that's you then.
I'm going to take the initiative for the next round.
Alrighty. We're going to spend 2 to drop 3PO. I'm going to say 4.
Oh.
Wait.
Did you put something back in the wrong spot? Or did you read
so.
the health?
I wonder, does this look at... This looks at the bottom card of the deck, not the top card.
You can take the R2 or the other one. It's fine.
That's really funny. I guess this was the actual top card of my deck. So that's good to know. Alt Shift looks at the bottom card of your deck, not the... Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, I don't think I shuffled earlier. Well, okay, so that changes a good little bit there. I guess we will go 2 to drop Leia. And nothing really to do there. Then poor R2. I was really excited because I had the what is that guy? He has Sentinel. He's like a 4/7 and he costs 4. I was like, okay, we're getting better. We got this. And then nope. Nope, it did not work. So that is me.
All right, we are drawing. We are building.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to build.
And I am at a reasonable 9 resources here.
Yeah, and 600 cards in your hand. It's X-Clash, I got to play this game at PAX Unplugged. I enjoyed this a lot despite not being the biggest Star Wars fan. Not sure I'll be able to spend more money on another card game. Yeah, nope, that's totally fair. I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it, even though Star Wars is not maybe your favorite thing in the world, but that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, card games are just so fun because of just the variety.
Ooh.
I'm gonna open fire and deal 4
Ooh.
damage.
Ooh. Oh, that's 1 and exhausted.
Exhausted. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a tough pairing right here. Oh.
Okay. 10 damage.
I closed that chat, but if I was good, I could be looking at the chat while you're taking your turn. But it was hard to read the chat on my phone, and then I could see your cards, so it just didn't seem conducive.
Adam asked Brant, are you going to the Level Up retreat in February? It was nice meeting you this summer at the last one. Wouldn't mind getting some Marvel Champions in during the retreat.
I will not be at the Level Up retreat. They bounced from Connecticut to New Jersey, and just going through New York City adds a lot of travel time.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Connecticut's like northeast of New York City, and New Jersey's southwest, so it's straight through. But I do remember meeting you, Adam. That was awesome.
I'm doing math. I'm like, okay, what does it take to just...
What do I have to add up to get to 10 damage on Vader?
Yeah, it's either that or is that damage better spent just throwing at your base? Are you going to outrush me on the base damage now? I mean, you're attacking for, 13 each round? So it's 2 rounds to my base, and I'm done. And so, can I beat that? I don't think I can, because you're at 18. 3, 7, 9. I don't think so. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go 3 for the fleet lieutenant. When played, you can attack with a unit. If it's a rebel unit, it gets +2 +0. We're gonna take Leia. I don't like Emperor Palpatine at all. Overwhelmed, but I also don't like Vader. Let's throw into Palp.
Yeah.
That's 4.
It's 4, correct?
Yep. I'm in New York, Westchester County, so I'm between both states. Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. All right. I know my family, we're going to go down to New York City on the 22nd. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a nightmare. It's like we're going with the cousins and everything, so it's a fun day. All right, I'm going to give Vader his lightsaber.
Oh no!
When you attack, or when played, if attached to Darth Vader, deal 4 damage to a ground unit. So I will take out, which one looks at the top of your deck? I will take out R2-D2. And now Vader has another health and 3 more damage.
Boo! Everyone boo that man. Okay, so he
this is tricky to stack this on TPS. I'll try to do a little better here.
Is there a just spot removal? Can I just say No, you just cancel. I played Dark Hole. Wipe the field. Yikes. Alrighty then. So you are swinging for 5, 6, 7, 10. I don't think there's
Some
much
days, some
much we
days
can
it works
do.
out well.
R2's back.
There you go.
We're gonna look at the top
Oh, right, you
card.
drew another one.
Alrighty, go for it.
All right, I will swing.
Poor R2 being bullied by Vader. Yeah, Vader would never do that
I'll
to
swing
R2.
for 6 here.
Where at? Sorry.
I just hit your base. I did it.
Okay, nice. There's a mod on TTS. Yes, there is. I think there are actually a couple of them on TTS. So Jasco, you can hop on and play. There's several actually.
But man, I can't wait to get real cards, Nelson, because shuffling and playing with real cards is where it's at.
100%. I didn't even look at the cost of that card. Okay. I just did it. I was like, ah. Okay.
I guess I should have taken out 3PO because that gives you card draw.
We're gonna spend 1 to play Resilient on 3PO.
Is that +1/+1?
It's +0 +3.
+1 +3. All right. I will have Vader attack your base and deal 2 damage to this fleet lieutenant. So that is a big swing of 10.
Oh, there's also an online website to try decks against an AI. That's cool. Gurismo, do we know about the format of booster packs? Number of cards, each rarity? Yes, we do. There are 16 cards in a pack. There are, I think, 2 rare/legendary cards, 13 normal cards, 1 holo card, and then a leader unit. Or a leader and a base. Or some. The makeup is somewhere in there.
Yeah, you went over on cards, but of those cards, 1 could be holo. Yeah.
And then what I do like about it is that they do have alternate art and all of this, but they're not mechanically different. They are just kind of, they look prettier. The craziest thing, like this has some of the like wildest pull rates because they have like frame break cards, which are, you get 2 in every 3 packs, but then they have like the alternate art leader cards, which is 1 in every 288 packs. Like that's insane to me. Like,
yeah, that's a lot.
This looks like Star Wars: The Deck Building Game is the light version of this, kind of. I think they. I mean, like
they're not
they have,
really
like,
comparable other than cards.
Yeah. And I think
you don't really
the starter decks.
You play your cards directly from your hand. There's a lot more tactics here, you know.
Yeah, and I think that this looks more like the deck building game, considering we're playing like light side versus dark side, which is not a requirement in the it's not a requirement in this game. You can play Luke v Luke if you wanted to. I could post a link, but it's just better to search for Force Table. Then you don't have. Oh, okay, Force Table, sweet. Not a fan of TCGs. Is there a card count of how many cards will be in the initial pool? They are doing 3 releases a year rather than like the standard 4 releases a year, and I think they are doing that in their larger card pools. I think it's about 250 cards in a pool, rather than, I think a normal TCG is around 180.
For some reason, 260 something jumps in my head, but
260,
256 would make sense, like in terms of sheets and stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I hit your base for 10, so it's all you.
Yeah. It's fine. I'm gonna hit Palps for 1. We're gonna name.
So I'm just gonna take initiative here. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm gonna take the initiative here. Although now that I see you drew that repair,
I'm going to repair. Woohoo! Alrighty, that's me. 252,
not
you believe?
Sure,
okay,
the
thanks, Daniel.
Force is with you too strongly today. There.
No, it's not great. This is the one that I was expecting, or that I thought I was about to draw. Which I don't know if that would have actually helped. For some reason, I thought that they had Sentinel. So we're ready. 252, not counting foils, extended art, or alternate art cards. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. So 252 unique cards.
252. Okay, got it. I will swing for 6 on your base.
I should have thrown 1 damage over here, but I think that's game right there because I don't have anything. Because, you know what, we'll make Vader hurt a little bit. We're going to play attack with unit. It gets +3/+0. I'm going to throw 6 more damage.
Now I have to use one of these dice. And I will swing with Vader. Man, it was a day for Vader.
-3. Why do you have to go minus? Come on, that's mean.
Oh, works.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Oof. Alrighty. Oh, nice. I love this game. This game is so much fun. It's so tense. I like it.
It's thematic too, like especially these card games which don't always come across. Like at first it's really going to bother people that they can have multiple of a character out, but
yeah.
Other than that, there's just so much like the way the cards work. I mean, that I Am Your Father card is so fun because it's so flavorful,
It's so good, yeah. Would you have, so curious after the fact, would you have let you draw those cards, or would you have just killed off Luke?
I would have let me draw. I think you needed Luke for board. But
Yeah.
you were right. It was tough. I didn't even parse it all out. Like, the Chewie with Sentinel made sense, but then the Vader who counters the shield is where
Right.
it all fell apart.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, and I thought that I had a little engine going there. I was like, I think I can outlast this. And so, yeah, no, that was good. But I mean, 3 cards just gives you so many options and so much flexibility on what you can do. Ooh. The dark side wins, creating another timeline in the multiverse. So true. Alrighty, so we're gonna play another.
We're in the alternate universe where the rebels won.
Yeah. There's the subreddit The Empire Did Nothing Wrong. Have you ever seen that? It's just like all of these like people posting. It's like, this is really what the Empire is. Those rebels that were the ones who messed everything up. We just wanted peace and order for the galaxy. It's a fun subreddit. Alrighty, want to run another game? I'm gonna, I think, take a little break from the stream because I'm gonna go get a refill on my coffee. But are you down for another one?
I'm totally down for another one, yeah.
Sweet. Alrighty, I'm gonna go to the Be Right Back screen. We're going to come back, play some of Brant's built decks, and hopefully, are they both light side, or are they both they split light side dark side again?
Light side dark side split again.
Alrighty. Well, we'll see if the rebels can pull it out this time. Alrighty, we'll see you soon.